So the date today is the 10th of February 2018, so we're over halfway through the 17-18 season, and I've barely done any videos on the actual matches and the league table and that sort of thing in the National League, National League North and National League South. So that is what this video is. It is a review of the first halfway, it's over halfway through the season now, it's like 3/4 of the way through the season in non-league football. So if you're new around here, remember to click that subscribe button to stay up to date. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. The league table in the National League looks like this. So Macclesfield Town are top of the table. They currently sit on 59 points. Aldershot are in second on 58. Wrexham are in third on 57. Tranmere are in fourth on 55. Sutton in fifth on 55. Boreham Wood in sixth on 53. And AFC Fylde make up the final promotion playoff spot with 52 points. Then the rest of the table, Bromley are in 8th. In 9th is Dover, 10th is Ebbsfleet, 11th is Dagenham and Redbridge, 12th is Eastleigh, 13th is Woking, 14th is Maidenhead, 15th is Gateshead, 16th is Maidstone, 17th is Leyton Orient, 18th is Halifax, 19th is Hartlepool, and the final club outside the relegation zone is Barrow in 20th. Then down into the relegation zone, in 21st place is Solihull Moors, 22nd Torquay, 23rd Chester, and Guiseley prop up the table in 24th place. So now on to my personal overachievers and underachievers this season. The biggest overachiever in my opinion is Macclesfield, who are currently top of the table. They lost a lot of their squad in the summer, they rebuilt, but they rebuilt very, very well, and they currently sit right at the summit in first place despite some financial issues, and I'll cover that in a future video. Another team that has really surprised me with how well they have been doing is AFC Fylde, currently in 7th place. They got the top scorer in the league in Danny Rowe, and yeah, they're doing very well for themselves after coming out of the National League North last season. And the third overachiever is Sutton United, currently sitting in 5th place. They're doing very well for themselves after a mid-table finish last season. They're now up in the playoffs, but if they get out the playoffs and get promoted, then they could be in a bit of trouble due to their 3G pitch. I'll cover that again in a future video very soon. Now on to the biggest underachievers, and the first one is Leyton Orient, currently sitting just above the relegation places, a club that has come down from the Football League last year after being in League One just 2 or 3 years ago. Paquetty, their owner, finally left at the start of this season, so I thought that things would turn for the better this season, but that just hasn't happened so far. Another underachiever, Hartlepool, fellow team that came down from the Football League, same as Leyton Orient last season. They're currently sitting in 19th place, 4 points clear of the relegation zone, so it's not looking good for them. They're in financial trouble as well. They've had a winding up date set for just about a month's time, and yeah, it's all looking very bleak for Hartlepool. Really do feel for their fans, and yeah, I hope that they sort out their issues off the field. And on the field, they've got issues to sort out as well, because they're right down near the bottom of the league. But I think the off-the-field issues, right at this point, take priority over on-the-field issues. And finally, my third underachiever in the National League is Barrow. Just missed out on the playoffs last season, but this season they are just 1 place above the relegation zone, currently sitting in 20th place. Right, now on to my predictions for the end of the season. I think that the league champions will be Aldershot. They've been consistent all the way through the season, and yeah, I think with Macclesfield potentially being in financial issues, Sutton maybe being a bit reluctant to get promotion because they could end up getting relegated to the National League South. Wrexham, they've not scored a huge amount of goals. Tranmere, they're coming good now, but they didn't have a good start to the season. I think Aldershot, they've been the most consistent throughout the season, and I think they will win the league. And the team that I think will win the playoffs will be Tranmere. They're coming good now. They started the season off dodgy, as I said, but they've been doing really well in the last few months, and I think they will get up through the playoffs. The teams that I think will go down, I think Guiseley will definitely go down, as will Chester. I think Hartlepool will unfortunately go down regardless whether they're wound up or not, and the final relegation place I think will be taken up by Barrow. Now into the National League North, and top of the table is Salford on 61 points. In second is Harrogate on 59 points, third is Brackley on 52, fourth is Kidderminster on 49, fifth is York on 49, sixth is Spennymoor on 48, and the final promotion playoff spot is taken up by Blythe Spartans on 46 points. As for the rest of the league, Bradford Park Avenue sits in 8th place, Chorley are in 9th, Stockport in 10th, Boston in 11th, FC United Manchester in 12th, Alfreton in 13th, Darlington in 14th, Tamworth in 15th, Southport in 16th, Nuneaton in 17th, Leamington in 18th, and the final team outside the relegation places is Curzon Ashton in 19th. Then in the relegation zone, Gainsborough are in 20th on 31 points, Telford are in 21st on 30 points, and North Ferriby are down on single figures in terms of points. They are on just 9 points. In my opinion, the overachievers have been Brackley, currently sitting in 3rd. They were mid-table last season, just behind the playoffs, but this season they've been doing excellent and they're up in 3rd, and they've been there consistently throughout the season. Second overachiever is Spennymoor, fresh up from the Northern Premier League, coming through the playoffs last season. They've been doing very, very well in the National League North this season, taking to it like a duck to water. They currently sit in 6th place, but they have got games in hand on the teams ahead of them. And my third overachiever, a fellow newly promoted side, Blyth Spartans, currently sitting in 7th, also coming up from the Northern Premier League last season. Now onto the underachievers, and the first one is Stockport, serial underachievers in the last few seasons. They're currently in 10th place, massive club at this level, huge stadium, huge fan base. They should be doing much better in my opinion. Their squad this season as well is in my opinion very, very good, so I think they should be doing better than 10th place. Second underachiever is Darlington. They're currently sitting in mid-table, having been near the relegation places and actually in the relegation zone earlier in the season, in fact just a few weeks ago. And finally, my third underachiever is Southport, a team that has spent a lot of money in recent weeks. They're a very ambitious club, they have invested heavily. So now into our predictions for the end of the season. The team that I think will win the league is Salford. They've been at the top of the table for a very, very long time. They've led the way pretty much since the start. They've faltered a bit in recent weeks. They're now down to a gap of just 2 points ahead of Harrogate, so it could be close coming to the end of the season. And the team going up through the playoffs, I really hope it's Kidderminster. I work for them, support them, it's the club that I love, so yeah, I hope that we do go up through the playoffs this year. The teams that I think will go down, I think it will be North Ferriby, because they're sitting bottom and they're a long way behind everyone else in this league. I also think that Leamington will go down, and also Gainsborough. And finally, onto the National League South. Currently sitting top of the table is Dartford, who are on 53 points. Hampton and Richmond Borough are in 2nd place on 51 points. Havant and Waterlooville are in 3rd on 50 points. Chelmsford are in 4th on 48. St Albans are in 5th on 47. Hemel Hempstead are in 6th on 47, and Truro take up the final promotion playoff spot on 46 points. The rest of the league table looks like this. In 8th place is Braintree, 9th is Bath City, 10th is Weston-super-Mare, 11th is Welling, 12th is Wealdstone, 13th is East Thurrock, 14th is Concord Rangers, 15th is Eastbourne, 16th is Hungerford, 17th is Oxford City, 18th is Chippenham Town, and finally, just above the relegation zone, in 19th is Gloucester City. Then in the relegation places, in 20th is Poole Town on 28 points, in 21st is Bognor Regis on 21 points, and in 22nd is White Hawk on 18 points. Better? Wow, that footage is very red. Right, that lighting still is not great, but we'll carry on. So on to the biggest overachievers. The first one, Havant and Waterlooville, newly promoted to the National League South. They're doing very, very well, sitting very high up in 3rd place. Second overachiever, Truro City. They just about managed to stay up last season, down in a relegation battle, but this season they're doing very, very well. They got to the first round of the FA Cup and also are sitting in 7th place in the league. And finally, my third overachiever is Hampton and Richmond Borough. They finished down in 8th position, I believe, last season. This season they're right up in 2nd place, so they're doing very well. Now onto my underachievers. The first one is Poole Town, down in the relegation zone. They are struggling after finishing inside the playoff places last year. They didn't take part in the playoffs due to ground grading issues. My second underachiever is Gloucester City. They did well in the National League North last season, which is generally considered a harder league than the National League South. They've moved over to the National League South, and this season they've really struggled. They're down in 19th place. And finally, my third underachiever is Hungerford Town. They finished in 6th place last season, and this season they are a lot lower down. So as for my predictions for the end of the season, first place I think will be Dartford. They've been up there for a long time, and yeah, I think they've got the quality to win the league. Coming up through the playoffs, I think it will be Havant and Waterlooville. They're on great momentum. They won promotion last season. I think they can go and do the same again this season. And the teams getting relegated, I think White Hawk will go down. They've been a bit resurgent in recent weeks. From nowhere, they've picked up a lot of points in the last month or so because they've had investment, and yeah, the squad is getting a lot better, so that gives them a fighting chance, but they're still a long way behind. They've got a lot of ground to catch up on, and I think they will go down. Also going down will be Bognor Regis Town, currently sitting 2nd bottom. They're 9 points away from safety, so they've got a long way to go. And the third team going down, I think, will be Poole Town. They've struggled, they've been down there all season, and yeah, I think they will go down in their current position in 20th place. So there we have it, that is it for the roundup of the season so far in the National League, National League North and National League South. Apologies for this horrendous lighting. It's just horrendous, isn't it? I started filming this, I thought I'd have enough time to film the video while it was still light enough, but it's it's getting pretty dark now. The time is currently 20 to 6 and the lighting was horrendous. As I noticed halfway through the video, it was like, oh dear, this is going not very well. But yeah, rambling on a bit. But anyway, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more non-league content. Hopefully in these future videos, the lighting will be better than it is currently right now, because this is horrendous. But yeah, thanks for watching.